Hi, my name is Michelle Kenway and welcome to Pelvic Exercises. This exercise video is to teach men how to exercise their pelvic floor muscles. Pelvic floor exercises are very important for a man, for support of the pelvic floor, for sexual function, and also too for bladder and bowel control. And these exercises are important for men on a lifelong basis. Now, to understand how to exercise your pelvic floor in a man, you need to know where the pelvic floor muscles are. And first of all, I'm going to teach you where the muscles are, how to find them, and then we're going to go through how to exercise them most effectively. So let's talk first about how to find your pelvic floor muscles if you're a guy at home. What you do, or to finding your pelvic floor muscles, you need to think about where they actually are positioned. The pelvic floor muscles, if this is the pelvis, this is the pubic bone at the front and this is the tailbone at the back. Your pelvic floor muscles run from your pubic bone to your tailbone, like a hammock. They also sling from side to side between your sit bones. So they're like a big trampoline of support in that pelvic outlet area. The male genitals sit below the pelvic floor, so the penis and the scrotum sit below the pelvic floor, but the pelvic floor muscles sit within the pelvis. Now, to contract your pelvic floor muscles, what you can do as a test is to try to stop the flow of urine next time you actually go to the toilet or go to the bathroom. See if you can slow the flow by lifting and squeezing the muscles in and around the anal area, lifting and squeezing the muscles in and around the urethra so that you're getting an inward lift and squeeze. If you look in the mirror, what you will see is a lifting of the scrotum, and you'll also see a slight retraction of the penis with a correct pelvic floor contraction. Now, that test I just told you about, emptying your bladder and slowing the flow, can be used to monitor your strength gains over time. You should become more effective at it, but only practice it as a test once a week, and definitely not if you have problems emptying your bladder. So that's your technique. You can also then try to stop the flow or just to stop passing wind. If you stop the sense of passing wind, if you imagine you're going to pass wind in a public place, contracting the muscles around the anal area can also cue you into correctly contracting your pelvic floor. So they're your cues for actually activating those pelvic floor muscles. Now let's talk about how to exercise them, because to strengthen those muscles, it's just like exercising in the gym. You need to repetitively lift and lower them and contract them strongly, just as you would if you were doing weight training in a gym, to actually thicken the muscles and to improve the control and the strength of those muscles. So when you start, you might choose to start lying on your side or lying on your back. In those positions, the pelvic floor muscles don't have to work against gravity. It becomes more challenging for the muscles to work against gravity in the upright position. So if you're a man and you have difficulty contracting your pelvic floor muscles, perhaps start lying on your back or lying on your side. Now cue yourself into the correct contraction, those muscles that I was teaching about, in and around that anal area, in and around the urethra, and try to get the correct technique. Try to lift and draw up inside that position. You're going to lift and squeeze inside, lift and breathe, and squeeze and hold. Keep lifting and holding. Keep lifting and holding. Keep lifting and holding, and relax down slowly and rest. And let's go again. Strong contraction, lift and squeeze, lift and breathe and squeeze, lift, 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 and slowly relax the pelvic floor muscles back down, rest, and give yourself time to recover. Now, some men will find they can do 1 or 2 contractions in a row. Some might find that you can actually do multiple contractions in a row. Ideally, you're trying to get up to between 8 to 12 repetitions, those strong contractions in a row, lifting and lowering. Now, again, some men will find that they can only contract their pelvic floor muscles for a couple of seconds in a row. What I want you to try and do at home is, as your strength improves, to try to contract your pelvic floor muscles a little bit longer each time, so that you're working up to 8 to 10 second contractions each time you do it. So let's just review that. You're doing long holds, slow lifts, and then lowering down slowly for up to 8 to 10 seconds, and you're repeating that 8 to 12 times in a row if you can. Ideally, trying to do 20 to 30 repetitions a day, and that is every day. So your tips are lying on your side to start, so you're actually then not having to lift against gravity, so you can start lying on your side, lying on your back. As you get better, progress to standing exercises. Also, as your technique improves, try to make your contractions stronger. So voluntarily strong contractions are very important for strengthening those pelvic floor muscles. Well, I hope that information helps you to strengthen your pelvic floor muscles at home, to find the pelvic floor muscles and to feel them and then to exercise them correctly. For more information on pelvic floor safe exercises and pelvic floor strengthening, please visit us at pelvicexercises.com.au, and I look forward to working with you again soon. Bye for now.